How do you understand science? Do you think that it's socially or politically neutral?
It, to a degree. I mean, of course, it's influenced by outside forces. I mean, like where the science goes, where the money is, has to. I mean, it doesn't, if, say, in my field, you can work with pencil and paper, but if you're in the chemistry lab, you just have to get money. Otherwise, you can't do anything. And the money comes from one of several sources. It could come from the government. It could come from a private corporation. That's about it. You know, those are the basic sources of money, and which you pick and what you do does affect the work you do. It's also what you do is affected by general cultural attitudes. So it's been argued with some plausibility, I think, that say in the way evolution is interpreted has been influenced by the kind of society in which evolutionary theories develop. It's been argued with some, I don't know, some degree of plausibility. I don't know how much, that the competitive, nature is red in tooth and claw, social Darwinian approach to evolution is affected by the fact that it developed within a competitive state capitalist society. One very well-known biologist who's argued this is Lynn Margulis, whose work was on symbiogenesis, arguing that species change takes place not by competition and defeat of some genes by others, but by incorporating genetic genomes essentially into other organisms, bacteria. So it's kind of a cooperative mode of evolution, if you like. It's possible that those things are influenced by general social, cultural values, and the fact that, say, nuclear physics developed is not unrelated to the fact that the military wanted, nuclear weapons. But by and large, I think science develops from its own internal needs. I mean, you can only work on the problems that are at the borders of understanding. It's one of the reasons why Pentagon-supported science, like MIT, like me, say, that tended to be the most free. The MIT, say, in the 60s was about 100% Pentagon funded. I was working in a lab that was 100% funded by the three armed services. It was also one of the country's centers of resistance, and there was no real conflict over that. Pentagon was funding in their view, they were, I presume, funding the development of the next stage of the economy. And from our view, we were working on things that looked interesting. So the two more or less mesh. There's some influence from one on the other.